Welcome back to Bible Insight, where we embark on a captivating journey through the lives of remarkable women in the Bible. Today, we invite you to join us as we venture into the ancient city of Ramathaim Zophim and immerse ourselves in the extraordinary life of Hannah. Her unwavering faith, enduring sorrow, and ultimate triumph will leave a profound impact on our hearts and minds. So, let us dive into Hannah's story for our Women in the Bible series on Bible Insight. In the tranquil town of Ramathaim Zophim lived a couple named Hannah and Elkanah. Despite their genuine love for each other, their hearts were heavy with sorrow as they were unable to conceive a child. Their home was filled with laughter and warmth, yet the haunting absence of little footsteps echoing through the corridors tugged at Hannah's soul. She yearned for the joy of motherhood, to cradle a child of her own, and to experience the wonder of nurturing life. As the years passed, Hannah's deep sorrow intensified. Month after month, she pleaded with the heavens for the gift of a child, but her prayers remained unanswered. In her moments of solitude, tears would cascade down her cheeks as she wrestled with feelings of inadequacy and heartache. The weight of her barrenness became an ever-present burden, casting a shadow over even the brightest of days. Her dreams of motherhood seemed like distant stars, unreachable and beyond her grasp. To make matters worse, Peninnah, Elkanah's other wife, became a constant source of torment for Hannah. Consumed by jealousy, Peninnah taunted and provoked her co-wife mercilessly. With each cruel word, she stoked the flames of Hannah's anguish, leaving her emotionally battered and bruised. The household, once a haven of love, now resonated with tension and discord. But amidst the strife, Hannah clung to her unwavering faith, seeking solace in her relationship with God. As the news of Hannah's barrenness spread, others in the community joined in the unkind taunting. Insensitive remarks and hurtful questions pierced her heart like arrows. "Why has the Lord closed your womb?" they would ask, their lack of understanding only fueling her emotional pain. In moments of vulnerability, she found herself questioning her worth and purpose, wondering if she was being punished for some hidden transgression. As the emotional pain intensified, Hannah sought refuge in the solitude of prayer. In the dead of night, when the world was wrapped in silence, she would pour out her soul before the Almighty, seeking comfort and guidance. Her cries were both a lament and a plea for divine intervention. The weight of her burden seemed unbearable, yet she refused to lose hope, believing that God had a plan beyond her comprehension. Despite her heartache, Hannah exhibited incredible patience and grace. Rather than succumbing to bitterness, she focused on the goodness of God and remained steadfast in her devotion. Her faith was a beacon of light in the darkest of times, illuminating her path and giving her the strength to endure life's trials. Throughout Hannah's tribulations, Elkanah stood firmly by her side. He was her pillar of support, assuring her of his love and devotion. Despite societal pressure to have an heir, Elkanah never wavered in his commitment to Hannah, recognizing that her worth was not defined by her ability to bear children. One year, during the family's customary journey to Shiloh for worship and sacrifice, Hannah's heart was heavy with anticipation. In the midst of her devotion, she made a resolute decision to present her deepest desires before the Lord. In the sacred confines of the tabernacle at Shiloh, Hannah's prayer was one of desperation and vulnerability. Her lips quivered with each word, tears flowing freely as she laid her longings bare before the Almighty. She vowed to dedicate her child, should God bless her with one, to a life of service in His holy presence. As Hannah fervently prayed, the high priest, Eli, observed her from afar, misinterpreting her passionate supplication. He questioned her sobriety, but Hannah, filled with humility and honesty, explained her pain, revealing the depths of her heartache. Eli, touched by her sincerity, blessed her, promising that God would hear and answer her prayers. True to Eli's words, in God's perfect timing, Hannah conceived and gave birth to a son. In the divine orchestration of events, she named him Samuel, meaning heard by God. This precious child was a living testament to God's faithfulness and the power of fervent prayer. As Hannah held her son in her arms for the first time, tears of joy streamed down her face. Her heart overflowed with gratitude and awe at the miracle God had performed in her life. Samuel became a living reminder of God's love and the beautiful culmination of her unwavering faith. As Hannah had promised in her prayer, once Samuel was weaned, she brought him to the tabernacle at Shiloh to serve in the presence of the Lord. She entrusted her beloved son to God, knowing that his life was now dedicated to a higher purpose. Under the guidance of Eli, Samuel grew in wisdom and stature, serving with diligence and devotion. His life became a living sacrifice to the Lord, and his presence within the tabernacle brought a sense of awe and reverence to all who encountered him. In the years that followed, God graciously blessed Hannah and Elkanah with more children. The once barren womb now brought forth life, and their family grew in number and in love. As Hannah looked upon her children, she could not help but be reminded of the faithfulness of God. The memory of her tears of sorrow was now intermingled with tears of joy as she witnessed the fulfillment of God's promise in her life. The sacred city of Shiloh held within its walls not only the fulfillment of Hannah's prayers, but also a prophecy of both blessings and judgment. A prophet revealed God's plan, foretelling the fall of Eli's house due to the wickedness of his sons. However, Samuel's future was filled with promise, as he was destined to be a powerful prophet and judge in Israel. The prophecy further affirmed the significance of Samuel's birth and his divine purpose. It was a reminder that God's plan often extended beyond the individual to impact generations to come. With her heart overflowing with gratitude, Hannah offered a prayer of thanksgiving to God. In a poignant moment of praise, she proclaimed the greatness of the Lord and acknowledged his faithfulness in answering her prayers. Her prayer of thanksgiving echoed through the halls of the tabernacle, a sweet melody of gratitude and love that resonated with all who heard it. It was a testament to the power of prayer, the strength of faith, and the transformative nature of God's love. Hannah's story is not merely a tale of personal triumph, but a reflection of God's greater plan. Her unwavering faith and dedication to God's purpose brought blessings not only to her and her family, but also to the entire nation of Israel. Samuel, the son of her fervent prayer, would grow up to become one of the greatest prophets and judges in Israel's history. Hannah's journey of faith reminds us that God works in mysterious ways, weaving a tapestry of purpose and fulfillment in the lives of those who trust him. Her story teaches us that even in the darkest of times, when hope seems distant, God's plan is always perfect and his timing is impeccable. Through Hannah's life, we see that our trials and struggles are not in vain but serve a greater purpose in God's grand design. Just as the birth of Samuel brought hope and renewal to Israel, our lives, too, can impact others beyond what we can comprehend. As we draw the curtains on Hannah's captivating story, let us take to heart the timeless message it carries for us today. In times of hardship and emotional pain, may we emulate Hannah's example and turn to God in prayer, knowing that he cares for us deeply. The Bible reassures us in 1 Peter 5-7, "Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you." Just as Hannah found solace in her faith, may we too find refuge in the loving arms of our Heavenly Father, knowing that he sees our pain and has a purpose for our lives. Her unwavering trust in God, even in the face of trials, inspires us to persevere in our own faith journeys. In moments of sorrow and despair, let us hold on to the belief that God's plan is always perfect, even when we can't see the bigger picture. And just as Hannah's prayers were answered, may we find hope in the knowledge that God hears our cries and works all things together for good. Hannah's story also teaches us the value of patience, kindness, and compassion towards others. In a world where taunts and judgment can be all too common, may we choose to be like Hannah, gentle, understanding, and full of grace. Let us remember that we may not always know the burdens others carry, and our words and actions can profoundly impact their lives. Furthermore, Hannah's dedication to God's plan for Samuel's life serves as a reminder that our children are not solely ours, but gifts from God. As parents, may we raise our children to serve him. Just as Hannah dedicated Samuel to the Lord's service, our influence on the next generation can have an eternal impact, shaping young hearts to love and follow God. In conclusion, Hannah's story is a timeless testament to the power of faith, the significance of prayer, and the unwavering love of God. Through her struggles and triumphs, we find lessons that transcend time, offering guidance, inspiration, and hope for our own journey of faith. As we bid farewell to Hannah's tale, may her life continue to resonate in our hearts, igniting the flames of faith and devotion to the one who hears our every prayer. Thank you for joining us on this remarkable journey through Hannah's story. We hope that her life has touched your heart and inspired you to seek God's presence in all aspects of your life. Remember to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode of Bible Insight. Until next time, may God's peace and blessings be upon you. Goodbye.